Hi guys, Alex here. Today I'll be giving you my best tips and tricks on how to get through strikes in Destiny. This is the Whiterun strike on the planet Venus, but I'm going through the strike playlist, so this is level 20, not level 18. So this is a little bit difficult for me, but I get through it with only dying once, which I think is pretty cool. So today I'll be giving you the best tips and tricks on how to get through any kind of strike, but I'll be concentrating on this strike because this is the one I'm showing you. So first things first, you want to know what kind of Guardian you're using and what kind of role you're going to be using it in. With my Titan, I've unlocked the second subclass to my Titan. You unlock your second subclass at level 15. My one is Defense, and my super will be Ward of Dawn, which is like a giant bubble shield that protects you and anybody who's in it, as well as I've unlocked to the point where I get an overshield and a bit of damage resistance. So basically, if I throw up my overshield and an enemy comes in and they melee me, they pretty much can't kill me, so I can just beat bash them to death. And then that comes into the next part, which is my melee, which is called Disintegrate, and that's when I melee kill an enemy. As long as my melee is charged, I'll get another overshield. So that will last me 30 seconds. So then I throw up my overshield, I throw up my bubble shield, beat bash the guy to death and get an overshield, then I can go out and continue fighting. As well as with the overshield, I also get increased ADS speed, swap weapon speed, as well as reload speed, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I have that one unlocked in this gameplay or not, but I have it unlocked now, so that's pretty handy. As well as my Totem Codex is for battle recovery. That means that my shields regen a little bit quicker, I believe. And something you want to keep in mind, guys, is that your abilities or the perks that you choose, you can change them at any time as long as you have them unlocked. So if you have it keyed towards playing Crucible matches and then you go into strikes, before you go into that strike you can actually go into your main menu and go into your subclass and then change it to lean more towards playing PvE more than PvE, because there are a few differences. And as you see here, throw out my bubble shield to revive a teammate, and that stops him from getting killed the second he's revived, because that really does annoy me when that happens. So the main thing you want to do is work on your Guardian and put him in the situation that you want to fight in. You know, mine's more of a defensive guy. I want to help out my teammates. I don't want to be just shooting all the big weapons and trying to get as many kills as possible. I'm really trying to keep my Titans, I'm really trying to keep the Guardians alive. And that's what I do in this gameplay. I'm kind of like the Assault Medic, which is pretty cool. So I do enjoy how you can do that in Destiny. Something else you want to do is you want to stay on your toes and you want to keep moving. And what I mean by that is a lot of people in the beginning of the strike areas, like for the big bosses, they go in there and they stay at the entrance and they don't move. And they stay there and they think it's going to be good here because it's right by the exit and you can stand here and get kills and hide. And it's really bad because most of the guns that the enemies fire, they're like they're shrapnel launchers basically, and they explode on impact. So you get a hell of a lot of cluster fire towards you, and then you get enemies throwing grenades, and you have 3 Guardians next to each other trying to get kills and battling over XP and all that gear. So it becomes a huge clusterfuck basically, and what you want to do is, it sounds a little weird, but you want to get out in the open. No matter how difficult the enemies are, you do want to get out in the open. You don't want to stay in one area, and you want to stick close to your Guardians, but you don't want to stick within hugging distance, because again, if a nade goes off, 3 of you die, you got to restart all over again. So you want to stay pretty close but not hugging distance, so then you can revive your teammates. And that's another thing you want to do. It sounds kind of stupid because in a lot of games I'm always saying this, like your teammates are just that, they are your teammates. You want to revive them, you want to keep them alive, and then they'll keep you alive. But something that's pretty cool with the Destiny community is when you go into some game like this, like the strikes, your teammates are actually your teammates. They're trying to revive you and keep you alive, and they really do know, if they keep you alive, you'll keep them alive, and it's pretty cool. The Destiny community is freaking awesome for that. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind, is always revive your teammates, but as well, know when not to revive them. And what I mean by that is, if they're surrounded by enemies, it's no point doing a suicide run trying to revive them, because even if you do get the revive on them, you could die and then they'll have to stop and revive you and all that jazz. So you want to know when you can revive them, when you can't revive them. But then also, if you're the guy who's dead, you want to kind of keep in mind, maybe the Guardians can't get to you to revive you because there's so many enemies. So don't feel butthurt if you have to wait 30 seconds to revive. Keep all that in mind. They're your teammates, look after them, they'll look after you, and you'll get through the strike pretty well. The next thing I would say is, this area of the strike specifically, you do want to keep this clear, because a lot of enemies come up here, those orbs come up here and they shoot down at you, as well as the snipers. And on a higher level than level 20, I think there's like level 24 you can do the strike on, those snipers will kill you in one shot, so you do maybe want to keep one Guardian up here, because as you see, these guys here are one melee hit kill, so you know they're kind of easy to get rid of. And then these guys, just a shotgun to the face solves any problem. So definitely keep this area in mind. Once you see enemies up here, head up here with another Guardian, or else just do it solo and get rid of them. And as you see there, I have my overshield, so that's really helping me out there. Another thing I want to talk about is your abilities and your supers. Now what I mean by your abilities is your grenades. You want to use your grenades as often as possible. When you get a grenade, use your grenade. And even if you're just throwing it at a small group of enemies or the big guy, you do want to do that, because then the quicker you get rid of your grenade, see, my grenade's up, I throw it straight away. The quicker you get rid of your grenade, the quicker your grenade comes back. So there's no point holding on to it for another 2 minutes, waiting for the opportunity to arise. You just want to throw it at an enemy and get rid of it so you can get another one quicker. But I'm going to say the opposite for your super. You don't want to waste your supers. You want to keep your super for when the opportunity arises. Like my bubble shield. I'm not going to throw it up just for shits and giggles. I'm going to keep it for when one of my teammates go down, or when there's a lot of enemies around me. If I was using my, what is it called, my striker subclass, which is more of an offensive subclass, I keep the Fist of Havoc until I have a lot of enemies around me so I can clear them out of my way quickly. So don't waste your supers and throw your grenades as if you're playing COD, basically. Another thing is, it's kind of self-explanatory, but you want to keep this in mind. You want to get good gear. You want to try your best to get good gear, as well as you want to be the level that the strikes says. Like this is a level 20 strike and I was a level 19, so it was a little bit difficult. But you want to be the level the strike says, or else you want to be a level or two above the strike. And that would be great, because that means that you have the gear already, because you know you'd be at that level. As well as these guys would be 1 or 2 levels below you, so it would be a hell of a lot easier to get through. But I know that, you know, if you go into the level 22, what is it, it's a weekly heroic, and if you're level 20, you get your ass handed to you. I went in there with 3 of us, who were all level 20s, and halfway through we just came to a standstill. We were between a rock and a hard place, and you just couldn't move because there were too many of them, and they were too difficult to kill. So you do want to use good gear, and you do want to be the level it specifies, or else above. Now the next thing I will say is, with the weekly and the daily heroics, which are like strikes, there's no matchmaking in there. So if you go in there on your own, you're there on your own. So you know, obviously you want teammates. But then with every other strike, like if you go into strike playlist or to an actual planet for that strike, you'll be given matchmaking, and you'll be tagged up with 2 other Guardians at random. And you know, it's great if they're doing good. Like these 2 Guardians here, they were doing freaking awesome. They're really helping me out and allowing me to dick about, like going into my bloody inventory halfway through a strike, which I shouldn't have been doing, but I needed to change my weapon for the situation at hand, which is something you do want to do. And then you see here, I changed back to my assault rifle. But as I was saying, you do want to play with kind of friends. You know, you want to be able to talk to them and use a mic so you can do team callouts and team chat and tell them what's going on and who's down. Because not all the time, like your little light, the ghost, sorry, I call him Little Light. If you've played the campaign, then you get the reference. But your ghost will tell you when a Guardian is down, but sometimes you don't hear him because you're in combat, you're in the moment, and you don't hear him. So it's kind of difficult to know when another Guardian's gone down. So it would be so much better if you can get a call out from your teammates saying, you know, I'm down, come revive me. As you see here, I'm just reviving them out the bloody wazoo. It's brilliant. I love it. And this is great too, because me reviving them allows them to revive me once I go down, you know, because there's no point trying to do the whole one-man arm thing, because that's not going to work out. Something else I will say is, with your weapons, you want to get the right weapons, obviously, like the right gear and all that gear. But you do want to use the right weapons for the right situations. Like, you know, these shanks, I mainly melee them to death because I then get an overshield. But as well as with the little guys, I use my specials, like my my shotgun. I'll use them on the little guys, and then for the big boss guy here, I'll use my assault rifle on a long range him, because I don't want to get close to this guy because you can do a nasty melee kill that will kill you in one shot, which kind of sucks. But as you see here, we are wrapping up to a close. I almost have this guy dead. I think I'm going to get some heavy ammo here in a minute to take him out. But again, you know, reviving teammates, you definitely want to look after your teammates, because you look after them, they'll look after you. And you know, just have fun in these strikes. Try not to rage too much, because I've gotten killed and have to retry it all the time. And I've never once raged it. I've always found it fun to try and retry it and play it in a different way. So I really hope this gameplay helped you. Hope you learned something new, and if you did, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.